From Asimov to Asimov, nerds are passionate about a lot of things, but there's something they love above all else, and that is correcting people. This is Actually. Joining us today, we have Matt Kirshen.
Hey.
Becca Scott.
Hello.
And Amy Vorpahl.
Hi.
I have here a stack of statements. These are false statements about franchises that you love or that somebody loves, and it's up to you to find the thing that I've said wrong and correct me. And there's only 2 rules. You must precede all your corrections with actually. If you don't say actually, you won't get a point. And secondly, you can interrupt me whenever you want. You don't have to wait for me to finish.
Actually, okay, cool.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
How often do people end up on 0 points?
A couple times. It happens, don't worry.
It's still shameful.
Yeah. All right, well, let's jump into it with our first question here, which is about Harry Potter.
Yes.
Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs are the aliases of the Marauders, a group of 4 animagi who attended Hogwarts as members of House Gryffindor years prior to the birth of Harry Potter.
Actually, they're not animagi.
All right, what was that on that?
Actually, they're not all 4 animagi.
Can you be more specific?
Animagi are specifically magicians or wizards and witches who can animate things or turn things from one transformation people.
You're mad.
One of them is a werewolf.
That's correct. That's what we're going for here. 3 of them are animagi, which are witches and wizards who can turn into animals, but one is a werewolf who turns into an animal, not of his own accord. That's what we're going for. Oh, fuck me.
Actually, one of them is a werewolf. Not an animagi.
Yeah, I mean, that's good.
Wait, no, that can't
Actually, god damn it.
Oh my goodness. Matt, I feel for you.
What a roller
In my
coaster.
heart, I gave Matt a point. Does that count?
That might be the only thing I get right all episode, and I don't get the point for
I
it.
get it. Do what I can.
Unfortunately, there is really only one rule that I need to struggle to keep straight myself, and so we have to abide by it. So that is a point for Becca, but perhaps a point in all our hearts to Matt.
I feel a little bit bad.
No, you don't.
All right, well, we will move right along here to question 2. This is about The Hobbit. Bilbo and his companions escape from a group of fearsome trolls named Tom, Bert, and William when Gandalf appears at the last minute and turns them all to stone.
Actually, the sun turns them to stone.
That's correct. Gandalf himself doesn't turn them into stone. He just distracts them long enough for the sun to rise, and it's the sun that turns them into stone. That's correct. There you go.
Yeah, not contested. That was
Do you remember it from the movie or the book?
The book, definitely the book. Yeah, 100%. Like I watched all 3 movies, and I did like them. I'm sorry.
The Hobbit ones?
Yeah, I did like them. I mean, they're kind of cool. They're charming and fun.
Sure.
You know, but
That was a very condescending sure.
Well,
sure,
one
yeah.
short novella turned into 3 feature films.
So that is a point for Amy there.
Well done.
yeah, thank you.
Deserved.
Becca has decreed that Amy deserves her points.
I do declare.
Becca, the point thief, has said. This is about Game of Thrones. Although the bulk of Arya Stark's training in the art of killing was done with the faceless men of Braavos, her first fighting instructor was Syrio Forel, the water dancer, whose death she has yet to avenge.
Actually, she already avenged that death.
She did. Can you be, not that you have to be, but can you be specific?
I'm gonna guess it was probably Meryn Trant.
It was Meryn Trant, yes. She avenged his death with the killing of Meryn Trant.
Like top of my expertise list right there.
Is just reciting Arya's kill list to yourself as you go to sleep every night.
I sure do.
Do you know who she has left?
Very few.
Yeah, I think Cersei. Yeah.
There's probably a few that weren't like important enough to be put on screen, like someone served a cold food on the way to somewhere,
They're
or like
dead.
you jumped
They're
in
way
front.
dead.
Well, that is another point for Becca.
Deserved. Good job.
A deserved
Deserved.
point. This is about The Walking Dead. Negan, the leader of the Saviors and a brutal sociopath, kills Glenn and Abraham as retribution for the death of his soldiers with a barbed wire wrapped baseball bat named Lucille after his dead wife. Yeah, Matt.
Actually, he only kills one of them as retribution for death of his soldiers.
That's correct. Do you remember why he killed the other?
Was it for trying to escape?
It was not. He kills Abraham for retribution. He kills Glenn because Daryl lashed out at him.
I only am aware of it from the show, and I got to like a couple of seasons in, and I was like, Yeah, I think I'm developing heart palpitations.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
This is a bit too
I know
much
that
for
one
me.
Did it? That might have been.
It was The Walking Dead?
I mean, like I am a nervous person, and that doesn't help any of like my psychoses.
Yeah. That then is a point for Matt. So we have 1 for Matt, 1 for Amy, 2 for Becca.
Good job, Matt. Deserved.
And we will move on to our first shiny question. Shiny questions, just like shiny Pokemon, are pretty much exactly the same. They're just a little bit different and a little bit rarer. Now, this is a game called Order Up. Please place these dragons in order from the most to least powerful. First person to have the correct order will get the point.
For me, this is just roll some dice and
Same with
see if you
Dungeons
land
and
on the right
Dragons.
number.
Order up. Yes, Becca, you are buzzing in.
I want to interject here and say that I actually, as much as I might not win this, I am very happy that these are all dragons and not wyverns.
Please, what do you take us for? We'll be mixing worms and wyverns into that's insane. All right, so
The white one, black, red, green, blue.
incorrect.
Okay.
Matt,
Okay, I've gone scary dragon, sporty dragon, posh dragon. Oh, that's Ginger, posh, and who have I missed out? Baby. That's baby dragon.
that is incorrect. Amy, what do we got for us
I've
here?
got white in the lead with green, black, blue, and then red following.
That is incorrect. The correct answer from most to least powerful is red, blue, green, black, and white.
Who would have ever thought that?
It's almost like Taekwondo belts, except the black's in the wrong thing.
Here's the thing. I should have gotten this right, but do you know that you don't want to give them a dragon? Like, I haven't looked at
When you're a
dragons.
DM, you don't
You're
wanna give your
like,
players a
oh, yeah, you want
dragon.
to play Dungeons and Dragons? Take this other monster.
Yeah.
Take this cloud giant, you know? Like
Dragon's
anything-
too on the nose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I fought a dragon as a player or gave a dragon to the players as a DM.
Yeah, I play as a dungeon.
Oh, yeah. Too on the nose.
You noticed some mistakes that we made in the last episode, and here they are. At FangZiggy141 says, actually, Miriam doesn't agree to sell Indy the headpiece of the Staff of Ra for $3,000. He initially offers her $3,000, but she says that amount wouldn't get her back in style. He then says that he can get her another $2,000 when they get back to the States, making a total of $5,000. Excellent bookkeeping from FangZiggy141. At Corolla A says, the Mark Hamill laugh you played in Hear Me Roar was technically from Mask of the Phantasm, not Batman the Animated Series. Thank you for being very good at identifying laughs. And from our Dropout Discord, Fred the Invisible Lass says, this is super fucking pedantic, but actually the C in Los Angeles County should have been capitalized because it's still a part of the proper name. Well, being super fucking pedantic is what this show is all about. 1 point for Fred the Invisible Lass.
Well, we'll move on to our next question here. This is about Cowboy Bebop. Anime Cowboy Bebop, based on the popular manga of the same name, follows the adventures of a bounty hunter crew traveling on the Bebop, their spaceship.
Okay, actually, the manga isn't called a Cowboy Bebop.
It is.
Actually, the anime came before the manga.
That is correct. The anime is not based on the manga. The manga is based on the anime, which feels
Good work.
very rare. Like, wow, this TV show's so great. We should turn it into a book, you know? Like,
Have you read the novelization of the Bible movie?
it's really long.
It's not bad. They go into like the backstories a lot more, and it's kind of interesting. They flesh out the world.
Interesting. Well, that is a point for Becca. This is about the magicians. After being introduced to Breakbills College in the exciting world of magic, young magician Quentin Coldwater is quickly introduced to the monsters that inhabit this world, including cacodemons, dragons, and the dreaded Niffin, part of a species of monsters made of blue fire that hail from another dimension. Yes, I appreciate both buzzing in and raising your hand.
Actually, a Niffin is a human that does so much magic that they turn into a ball of magical fury and no longer have a corporeal form.
That is correct. It would be very funny if that were wrong. It was so specific. But no,
You had such an innocent voice going
It's so
into
sad. It's so sad.
sucks to get things wrong in magic school, I guess. You know, like those are some high stakes. You don't have to worry about that with calculus or anything like that, right? It's like, hey, you're just gonna become pure math, a being of pure math and rage. We will move on to a question here about Star Wars. Boba Fett, whose distinctive Mandalorian armor and bowcaster make him a fearsome opponent indeed, pilots a ship known as Slave One. Yes.
Actually, that's not what his armor is made of.
No, it is Mandalorian armor.
Actually, his ship is named Clone One.
No.
Actually, he doesn't use a bowcaster.
That is correct. You gotta be kidding! That is the last noun remaining in the sentence.
Process of elimination.
Do you know who does use a bowcaster?
Sure.
Is that what Chewbacca has?
That is what Chewbacca has, yeah. I'll still give it to Becca.
Yeah.
Killing me, Becca.
But another point in our hearts for that. And that brings us to our second shiny question. This is a little game called Name That Wizard. Just you write in and name as many of the wizards as you can. Let's flip these around. Let's see what you have here.
All right, my handwriting's also pretty awful.
We'll go wizard by wizard and let's see what you got. Number 1.
I put Gandalf for that one.
Gandalf.
That is Gandalf. Second one.
Doctor Strange.
Yep. The third one.
Dumbledore.
Got that Dumbledore. Fourth one.
Merlin.
That is Merlin. This one's a little tricky because it's from books, so you have to rely on other people's illustrations. But this is Rincewind from the Discworld series. So next to Rincewind,
Oz.
that is the Wizard of Oz. Number 7.
Jafar.
How about next to Jafar? Do people know who this is?
Merlin.
That is not Merlin. His name is Schmendrick. Third row, far left. Does anyone know who this one is?
No.
No, I put Rick.
It is not Rick. That is Quoth from The Name of the Wind.
Oh, it's Quoth!
Number 10. This is Tim, the Enchanter. There's someone called me Tim. Next to Tim, who's this?
I did put Willow, but I put a question mark just in case I was being sizist and it was a different little person role.
Far right on the third row, this is Vivi from Final Fantasy IX. 13. This is Urza from Magic the Gathering. And next to that,
Strawberry shortcake.
I put curtains.
it is Omedan from Flight of Dragons. Next to that, that is Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. Far right on the fourth row,
Jason Bourne the Wizard.
John Constantine from DC Comics. Far left on the bottom row, this is Jonathan Strange. Next to him, that is Quentin Coldwater from The Magicians. Third over on the bottom row,
I mean, like, he
Harry
writes some really good
Potter
poetry.
from the books.
you'd think that would be Harry Potter, right?
Got Hedwig.
But that is Tim Hunter from Books of Magic. This last one, does anyone know this one?
Wizard Crunch.
I called him Abracadabra.
This is Jarvis the Cookie Crisp Wizard.
it's Jarvis. Of course it is.
6 correct wizards from Matt, 5 correct from Becca, 5 correct from Amy. So that is a
Holy cow! Who saw that one coming? Wizard. To be fair, I am from the country of wizards.
Now, of course, we're not perfect here either, and we may have made some mistakes. If you spotted something that you want to correct, you can do that by tweeting at @actuallyshow. We might even give you a point. Question 10, this is about Lord of the Rings. Aragorn and Arwen share profound love in Lord of the Rings. Arwen's father, Elrond, wishes for her to go west to the Undying Lands because despite her pure elven blood, her immortality will be lost to her if she chooses to stay in Middle-earth with Aragorn.
Actually, my old roommate's name was Aragorn and his sister's name was Arwen, so I'm just weirded out by the question.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow, what a coincidence.
Yeah, they've never read the books before.
Actually, it isn't west.
It is going west.
Actually, she isn't pure elven.
That's correct.
Okay.
Arwen is actually half elf. Elrond, her father, is also half elf.
Does that make you a quarter elf?
Unless both parents are
Unless
half
both
elves.
parents are also half elves.
Oh, then it's still half elf.
Yeah.
But they're still called half elf, and if you have human and elf blood, you're just a half elf.
Yeah, it's like you could be half human.
But because I think what they thought was like, well, no one else is going to do this ever again. You know, mate with each other. Like it's only going to be half elf. It's just me that wants this weird thing.
I'm special.
Yeah.
We all want to sleep with elves, let's be real.
Again, as someone who comes from the country of elves, it's not what you think. Like, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Our next question is a video question, a guest question here.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Mearls, co-creator of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The Outer Planes, such as Mechanus, Limbo, and the Astral Plane, are all affiliated with various alignments. The Upper Planes, such as Arborea, Mount Celestia, and the Beastlands, are all affiliated with good, while the Lower Planes, such as Gehenna, Bator, and the Abyss, are associated with evil.
Actually, the abyss is counterintuitively super good.
There's like a big tourism campaign. It's like, the
Vacation
Abyss gets a
destination.
bad rap. Don't let the name fool you. There's plenty to do in the Abyss.
Oh, Mike Mearls, I'm so sorry. I think I'm gonna disappoint you, Mike.
Actually, his name isn't really Mike.
I wish I didn't know enough, but not enough, you know,
Yes.
because I could be having so much fun with this.
Right, yeah, because
just right along
if you
with
don't
guys.
care, then it's just cool,
but I
who
care so
knows?
much.
Sorry.
I'll say, actually, the astral plane is not in the outer planes.
Let's see what Mike Mearls has to say about your correction.
Actually, the astral plane is a transitive plane, not an outer plane.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay,
You're not happy at getting that right. You're just no longer quite as aggravated.
yeah, well,
You
like
just described Amy.
I just need a nap. Like, that's it. Also, this is pressure. Like, with Mike Mearls,
He can't see you.
But he's looking at us.
We are going on to our last shiny question. This is a game called Fictionary. Now, folklore is chock full of mythical monsters whose legends permeate through all sorts of fantasy franchises, but some characteristics stay the same. So I want you to draw to the best of your ability the monster that I'll name for you. Your monster is Charybdis. Charybdis.
Can you spell that?
Charybdis. Amy is buzzing in. Show me what you got here.
This is obviously a monster in the Caribbean. He's kind of a pirate, but he's a sea monster. So he's got scales. He's got 4 claws and wings under the water.
He's a real parrot head Jimmy Buffett fan. No, that is incorrect. Matt, what do you have?
So Charybdis is obviously either a dog or a sheep, depending on how I drew it, and is from Greece.
That is also incorrect.
Okay, well, what we've got here is part cherub, part squirrel, part snake, and it makes you fall in love with your blood relatives.
You really hedged your bets there.
You are all equally wildly incorrect, but you are accurate in that it is a sea creature that we're looking at here, and you're accurate that it is Greek. Charybdis is from the Odyssey. Let's take a look at what Charybdis should look like here.
I'm so
You
sorry.
were really
How
close.
is this
Amy
not
gets a point.
it?
Amy's legit.
Look, I don't need
all
to.
I needed were teeth.
So here's.
Oh my God, he had
See?
scales. Trap.
Well, look.
Trap. Fins. Fucking scales. I just didn't draw teeth, but they were implied.
The most important thing to have in the drawing here, the thing that I needed more than anything else, was the whirlpool. The whirlpool was the main feature of Charybdis.
I don't know how you missed it the first time.
Hey, wait a minute, that wasn't there before.
All right, well, I'm giving myself a point in my heart.
We'll give you a point in your heart. That is 1 point in your heart for Amy. 3 maybe points in your heart for Matt.
I don't need heart points.
All right, well, this brings us to our final question of the game, which, as always, concerns real-life skills. Sharp kitchen knives are essential for fast and safe food preparation. You should use a honing steel like this every 2 to 4 uses of your knife to keep it honed, and a whetstone like this to sharpen your knives every 1 to 2 years.
Actually, you don't need to keep your knives super sharp at all. It's actually less safe because you could drop them or cut yourself.
Oh, I see. I was like,
Actually, that's not a whetstone.
That's correct. This is not a whetstone. This is a brake pad. This is a brake pad for your car.
I've never sharpened a knife in my life, so that could be anything.
Oh, you should. There's a.
Oh, I should be more specific. I don't cook.
So final score here, we've got 3 for Matt, 5 for Becca, 3 for Amy. That makes Becca our winner for this
Congratulations.
round.
Thank you. It is my pleasure.
And I'm sorry about thrashing you all in the heart points competition.
Deserved for those as well.
Thank you.
Well, that is it for this episode. Please join us next time for even more hyper-specific pedantic corrections here on Actually.